Hey kids, so today we're going to talk about detox, and we're going to talk about healing crises or detox reactions, because a lot of people have a lot of fear around what they're going to experience when they do my full body detox, my 21 cleanse, and before they even approach any detox for that matter. So what you should know is the most important thing before you even think about all of this is making sure that you are working with someone who is an educated, experienced professional in the field of full body detox. So if anything comes up for you, you know that you have someone to go to for health, for help, for guidance, for all of those kinds of things. So one of my recent detoxers, on our first call that we had, she told me how the first woman that she worked with didn't know what she was doing. And she had all of these toxins dump into her liver, and she had a total massive healing crisis because the woman didn't know how to make sure that the toxins were leaving her body. So one of the things that's really, really important when you're considering doing a full body detox is you've got to make sure you have the right herbs and supplements to pull the toxins out of your cells, out of your tissues, out of your organs, okay? There's chemicals on your food, there's chemicals in the air, there's chemicals in the water, there's chemicals and byproducts of medications. All of these things get trapped in your cells and your tissues and your gut, okay? So what you want to make sure that you do is that you have the right medicine to pull the toxins out of the body, out of the cells, out of the tissue, out of the organs, out of the blood, and then that you have the right binders that actually absorb all of the toxins that you've just pulled out and pull them and make sure that they leave the body. So I noticed that a lot before I was actually, I'd actually created my cleanse kit, my 21 cleanse. There wasn't a cleanse on the market that was making sure. There's three really important things. You've got to make sure that you're focusing on the liver and the colon. You've got to make sure that you're making that the toxins that you are pulling out of the body are actually leaving the body. And then you have to make sure that the right food is going in so that the amount of toxins that come into the body are reduced, right? And then the body has the right nutrients to be able to absorb its nutrition. So, healing crises. Make sure you work with someone so that you have like someone to go to if you have a challenge or if something comes up for you. And also know for 97% of the population out there, the typical healing responses are fatigue, headaches, and grumpiness. Okay? Fatigue, headache, grumpiness. So those are the typical things that you can expect to experience. And typically how the cycle goes in my 21 cleanse kit, in my 21 day program, is the first few days you'll get going and you're going to be off to the races because you're going to feel so much better. Your liver's going to be able to create so much more energy because you've actually put less crap into it, and so it has the capacity to create energy because the liver is responsible for creating energy, ATP. We learned that, I think, sophomore, junior year in high school. So now your liver can deal with so much more, and it's like, oh my gosh, I feel so much lighter, the brain fog is lifting, and then poof, what happens is the body can deal with more toxins coming into the liver. And so what happens is when you have more toxins going into the liver, you will then start to experience cleanse responses. So usually you don't have a healing crisis. It does happen. I have had it happen, and I've worked with a few different people that have had that happen because they come to me in very, very challenging situations. So we slow down the detox process for them because their body isn't strong enough to deal with the excess amount of toxins. So it's all strategic, right? But because I've been working in detox for 12 years and studying nutrition in the body for 27, I know how to work with this, right? So to me, it wasn't a big deal. So I was actually very, very happy to hear that he was having a reaction, because to me it was saying, oh my gosh, this is amazing. This is working for his body. It's starting to heal. So what you should know is this. It often has to get worse before it gets better. So you're gonna have symptoms. You're gonna have days when you are tired. If you've been eating sugar, drinking wine, eating a lot of meat, you've been like shoving cheese down your throat, all of the chemicals and things, you better believe you're probably gonna have a headache for like a day and a half. And then when you get to the other side of that, you are gonna have clarity like you cannot believe. And it's going to be so amazing. And then you're gonna feel so empowered and liberated because not only are you clear and thinking clear, but you were like, okay, so now you're thinking super clear and you're like totally know what your trajectory is and where you're going. So you're just alive and on fire, right? And then you feel so empowered because all of those crutches that you were like leaning into on a day-to-day basis that you didn't think you could live without, but that deep down you kind of wanted to give up, you're now living without them and you feel incredible. So I see it all the time. So when it comes to cleanse reactions, detox responses, all of that, like just know for 97% of you, your common responses are grumpy, fatigue, and headaches. Okay, and it's super easy to work with that. There's a way to kind of accelerate yourself through the challenging times. You can do that with sauna. You can do that with coffee enemas or even just home enemas. And you could do it with a colonic, getting movement, getting air, these kinds of things. You can also do it with hot and cold flushings, right? So those are your common detox responses, even when you're doing a therapeutic grade full body detox. So the reason that I set up my 21 cleanse system in a way that you could actually implement this in your day-to-day life and not be run over by a train or meeting Jesus, because you have a life to live. So I've strategically mapped this out so that it's gentle and subtle, but it's the most powerful because it's actually at the most subtle layers of our being that when we heal at those subtle layers, that ripples out into all other areas of our lives, into our physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual health. So that's how I work. I work at the level of the cell and at the level of the belief system. And then poof, your whole life changes. So don't be afraid to detox because you're so afraid of A, giving up your crutches and your addictions and those things that you think you need. And B, don't be afraid to detox because you're super afraid of the reaction. You've got it. It's not that bad. And I'm telling you, it's not just because I'm super clean. I've really had a lot of people go through my program in 8 years. And so I've been by most of their sides the entire time, right? So do a detox. It's a super game changer. And even David Wolf says, who cares about nutrition? Detox. So there you go. Hope that helps. And really, if you're thinking about 21 cleanse, my 21-day detox, stop thinking and just get into action because it will seriously change the trajectory that you're on right now. So there you go. There's payment plan options. It's really there to support you in resetting your body, resetting your mind, and setting you on your highest path. Have a great day.